Hi, my name is Wendy Riggs, and today I'll be presenting on vocational guidance for ex-offenders. In this presentation, I'll be going over the key issues, what the population looks like, programs that are out there to help serve ex-offenders, and what those look like, so on and so forth. So the first key area is, what are the issues? The main issue is actually our incarceration rate here in the United States. The United States has the highest incarceration rate in the world. And because of this, a situation has been created over the last 30 years where about 1 in 8 men is an ex-offender. So this, you could imagine the strain that causes on our society and our economy as a whole, where 1 in 8 men that you meet in your life is an ex-offender, and the stereotypes that are attached to that and the issues that come with having a conviction rate behind your name. And those that have served their time or paid their debts to society struggle not only through their conviction and their time served, but long after their release date as well. The Bureau of Justice Statistics data estimate that in 2008, the United States had between 12 and 14 million ex-offenders of the working age. And because a prison record or felony conviction greatly lowers ex-offenders' prospects in the labor market, it's been estimated that this large population lowered the total male employment rate that year by 1.5 to 1.7 percentage rates. Now you can imagine 2008, that was at the beginning of the big decline of the economy, and when you have 12 to 14 million people out there, men out there who are willing and able and ready to work, who are unable to because of the legal status behind their name and the conviction rates, it has even more so greatly impacted our economy, and our government, such as social services that are available, have been strained as well. The GDP estimates that these reductions in employment cost the U.S. economy between $57 and $65 billion in lost output. And John Schmidt, the senior economist at CEPR, says this: the rise in the ex-offender population overwhelmingly reflects changes in the United States criminal justice system, not changes in underlying criminal activity. We incarcerate an astonishing share of nonviolent offenders, particularly for drug-related offenses. We have far better ways to handle these kinds of offenses, but so far, common sense has not prevailed. So what is the population like? Well, as you just heard, the 1 in 8 men is an ex-offender, and in 2008 there were between 5.4 million and 6.1 million ex-prisoners, and 12.3 million and 13.9 million ex-felons in the United States. Out of these millions and millions, over 90% of them were men. Now, if you think about what kind of impact that has on our society as a whole and on families, typically the male is the one who is the breadwinner, can statistically go higher in companies, are more hireable than women, which is a separate issue in itself. But when men aren't able to work, it not only affects the economy and our society, but it also impacts family home life. Men who have gone to prison typically have left a family behind to struggle, and now when they're back home, they're still struggling because he's unable to be employed. So what is being done to help ex-offenders to become employable and contributing members to society? Well, there's 2 main programs that are implemented right now in the nation that have been very beneficial to ex-offenders. And the first one, and I think the most useful one, is the Employment Information Handbook for Ex-Offenders. And this was released by the U.S. Department of Labor. And I'll go in a little bit more detail about that in a minute, about what that handbook provides and why it is such a great resource. The second one, a little bit of a lengthy name, is the National Institute of Justice National Institute of Corrections Office of Correctional Education. And the subtitle into that is Successful Job Placement for Ex-Offenders, the Center for Employment Opportunities. Now, what do these programs look like and how do they work? Well, the first one, not so much a program, but the handbook that I talked about, the Employment Information Handbook for Ex-Offenders, covers basically all the information that an ex-offender would need to know when searching for employment, or even while they're in prison, they can obtain access to this and prepare for what release would look like. So just some areas that the Employment Handbook works through is how to prepare for release, which is a main issue. Second one, federal and state jobs that are available that employ ex-offenders or ex-felons. Federal and state assistance, small business loans and grants for those that maybe have always had a dream or desire to start their own business. They can get help through this handbook as well. Also, it has a detailed list of programs that are sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor. And the other programs that may be helpful in this handbook are general assistance, housing, food stamps, things that most ex-offenders need to get on after release since they're not able to be employed. And it kind of walks them through that process and how to get on that. It also helps them to obtain simple things like a birth certificate or a driver's license, things that not everybody may know how to gain access to or what the proper channels they need to go through, but those are things that most employers require to be hired, so it's important to have that documentation. It also covers veterans and how they can help to become employed, and it goes into continued education as well. Typically in prisons, inmates can get their GED or take courses that work towards college credit, and so this handbook helps out with that as well. The second program that I mentioned, the Center for Employment Opportunities, this is actually a set program, and it's about a 6-month program that helps felons from their release date all the way through follow-up after a job has been established and they're working. So it kind of goes through the release, recruitment and orientation. They have life skills courses, classes that the participants in this program can take to become more desirable or more hireable. They do initial job developer sessions, job preparation sessions and interviews, mock interviews, lets them know where people are hiring, job fairs, what to say, put together resumes, how to interview the best so they're the top candidate for the job. They also have a work crew, and then finally placement and then follow-up services. So after employment, if there's anything else that they may need or need help with, this program helps out with. Let's see. And then, so what are the implications to vocational guidance for ex-offenders? Well, typically, implications has a negative connotation, could possibly be a negative word, but there are some positive implications to this. Millions, as we read in the statistics earlier, millions of U.S. citizens can become employed through these programs and become contributing members to society. If you think about where our unemployment rate is now, 9, 10, 11%, depending on where you live, if you can hire 12 to 14 million people, that if the only reason they're not being hired is because they have a conviction record, that could obviously help really boost the economy. Also, a lot of, as mentioned before, a lot of these ex-offenders are on government programs, and so it could really ease the stress and the burden on society or on those government programs, helping to move people off state assistance and freeing it up for people who may need it. And the negative implications, which there definitely are, there's stereotypes placed upon ex-offenders, and stereotypes are typically there for a reason. Ex-offenders often become re-offenders, and this could be an issue in the workplace. Typically, if somebody has gone to jail or been convicted of, money laundering or theft or things like that, don't want to place them in a place where they have readily access to cash or money, and so that's always a risk that is run when hiring an ex-offender. And so where do we go from here? More and more programs are becoming available to ex-offenders each day. Counties and states are recognizing the need, especially with overcrowding of prisons and early release programs. I know that in California, the government or the state there is just broke and can't afford to even house all the prisoners anymore. So the people with really low-level offenses are being released by the thousands and thousands, and now they're being released into a state that may not have any programs set up to help them work, and employers that don't want to hire them because they have a conviction record. And so states are starting to really understand this and understand the need for it and rehabilitation type of work to help people move out from their past and move on in their life. and while there are programs, while more programs are developing regarding vocational guidance to ex-offenders, there are many more still needed. As you can see, I was really only able to list 2 really good ones that have been established and are receiving funding and are really helping people. And so we need to get more out there. The Employment Information Handbook for Ex-Offenders continues to be a great resource for those who have a criminal record and want to re-enter the workforce. So that's it. In the guideline that you guys have available to you online, I did put on several forms that are in that handbook that ex-offenders can use, such things to fill out to obtain those birth certificates or questionnaires, a lot of resources. And I know that where I intern and what I have, I talk to a lot of people that do have a criminal background and are struggling to find work. And so I would recommend just having this handbook on hand, having those worksheets and information sheets on hand. It could really help your clients who come in and want to re-enter the workforce but are unable to. And attached with that is a lot of depression, anxiety, sometimes suicidal thoughts, and that happens to those who are unable to work. I'm sure we all know people who are unemployed right now or who have been unemployed, perhaps yourself, and you know how damaging that can be to your self-esteem and what strain that can put on a family. So just having this information available could really help and helping to steer them in the right direction. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.